Orleans at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the San Francisco 49ers and the New Orleans Saints. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Early down stuff will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
On second down, Kamara. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. Throwing on third down, Luck. He gets it to Thomas. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the third down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up fourth down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football, got to it, and made sure they didn't give up much run after catch.
On first down, Wilder. Throw left side complete. That's Owens. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, a 22. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time here with Matt Breida. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. A first carry for the tailback, Devontae Freeman. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
How about his performance last week? Over 200 yards. I think his decisiveness, one cut and he goes, that's what's really made him pile up the yardage.
And the yardage he piled up last week, easily honored with NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
I would have voted for him.
And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field. From the gun, Wilder. Over the middle, that's caught by Owens. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one goes for 24 yards. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Pretty solid start for the rookie here on this first drive, Charles.
Able to have some confidence, stepping back into the pocket, move around a little bit, find open receivers, and deliver. That just means his confidence is going to continue to grow because he's getting more and more comfortable with each completed pass.
Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's second and goal. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Call it no gain that time, and now it's third and goal. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on third and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football, and if you're going to throw it.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. A great play there. His 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive in total 8 plays, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called, and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 23 carries, 90 yards.
And he's hoping to have the same type of game, but he's going up against the #1 defense in the league, and they're very good at fitting the run. So now you've got to think offensive strategy, maybe a little more play action, and try and find some people open downfield.
Luck on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeForest Buckner make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. From the gun, here's Love. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
That's fielded at the 8-yard line. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Freeman. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. On second down, it's Freeman. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. Throwing on 3rd and long. Wilder, he's got Adams on the hookup. And all the way down to the 39. A big play there for the Niners. 46 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now it's Breida. And he'll take this one down to the 36. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3. To throw on second down. Wilder. And this is incomplete.
Pass interference. Defense.
So that one will be accepted. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
You got nothing. Why? Get wide.
Off play action. motion. Wilder. Escaping the pressure right. That'll be caught by Rice. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 for the Niners there and a first down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that.
And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Davante Adams. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed. Aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. Luck going to bring him up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. A give to Kamara running right. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Block on 3rd down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Now this is fielded in the end zone. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And that will come the offense as they take over. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Freeman. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
2nd and 4. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. The Niners on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Wilder. Man open. Rice. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Operating from the gun. Wilder. Throw left side. Completion to Rice. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. It's a pickup of 12. 2nd play in a row with a 12-yard gain. Here's first and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. This is Breida. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Matt Breida with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead.
Offensive line coaches always tell their guys, if we score touchdowns, that means we get to the end zone first. That's exactly what those blockers did, clearing the way for their back.
A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was Matt Breida who had the touchdown run to put an end to it. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. No, but hold on, let me finish. Okay, you're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called a desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime.
675. Pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
Looking to throw again on second down. Luck, and Thomas has it. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line. DeForest Buckner make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And the pressure gets to him again. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Out of the gun, Luck. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety.
We're going to shut you down.
And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's
And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back in the second half. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Again, they'll run with Freeman. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
They run with Breida. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they establish that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Second and 1. Over the middle, complete. It's Owens. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 25-yard line. On 1st and 10, Wilder. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead.
You know, in golf, they often talk about playing the course and not worrying about what the other players are doing, what their scores are. That's essentially what we're seeing from this offense. They're just having fun and doing what they feel like doing today.
Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Again, it's Kamara. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. They'll fake it. Now Love. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way, lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Play action. It's Locke. Open man is Michael Thomas. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 24-yard line.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, You often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because...
Now a hit and Locke lost the football. It's out. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wilder. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. Something of a rare incompletion. Remember, Charles, last week under 50% throwing the football. That's what he was, but he has turned that around in this game.
The last week was what's commonly known as a fluke. For him to be under 50%, not normal, not the usual. But to be up over 80%, that's extra time in practice, and that's throwing with extra confidence as well. Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Come on, baby.
On 4th down, Wilder. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Saints will have the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record...
Kamara has it stripped. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
That one 28 yards on the ground.
Dance class, anyone? Did you see the steps between the quarterback and the running
back?
That's
what you need for a good counter.
You have to have it because you're setting up your blocking. There's a timing element as well, but they have to marry up their steps. Otherwise, that timing gets thrown out the window.
Timing was great there and a big run. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And they're going to speed things up here. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And across the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Matt Breida with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Nice execution there. Good job by the O-line getting him in for the 2nd time.
And you always have to start with credit there when you're having a big game. I mean, you don't get there by yourself. That's rare. But how about the ability to see the proper holes, pick the proper place to go, and find his way into the end zone?
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Back now here live in New Orleans. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Tight end right. Tight end right.
On 2nd and 9. Luck. He's going to wind up and air it out. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Throwing is Luck. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Luck now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Luck. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And taking it across midfield and inside 25. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty. Luck throwing again. And he will find his man on the outside. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Again, Luck. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. The Saints on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 11. A shotgun snap for Luck. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. Past the there he goes left side. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Now the try here for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Luck. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Luck. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Now Luck. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Now they try the right side here. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Offensive line really didn't give him any room to maneuver on that play.
Things closed pretty quickly, didn't they? And how about the wrap-up at the end of that tackle? Left no doubt there would be no additional yardage to be found.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The Saints on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Block. And that will be incomplete. He had no options downfield there and just chucked it out of bounds.
There was no one open. He was in the pocket. Where was the intentional grounding call?
Oh, you wanted the flag.
Of course I did. I'm a defensive guy. You know that. Where was the flag? The officials pointed out that someone was in the area. He got away with one.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
This will be caught just inside the 10. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Owens. 7 yards on the quick slant and a first down.
And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
And this will be caught, and the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the 4th quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like 4th quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here, and last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Back to the air. Lock on second down. Wide open receiver complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now let's lock. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the 50, it's long. And he comes back with one complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. To throw is long. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Charles, I know it's hard when live bullets are flying, but you cannot keep your hand up around the face mask area.
It is absolutely inexcusable nowadays. We talk about target areas all the time. You have to aim lower so that your hand doesn't get involved in the face mask.
That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. That's a whole lot of points still to be down. But congratulations, they're still fighting, and they scored another touchdown.
My old high school coach used to say, Charles, he said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you wish you never had showed up.
Could have saved the gas money, the hotel, what have you, huh?
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Get ready.
The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. They have the big cushion. Here in the final stages of this one, I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week, going on the road, unfamiliar city, obviously, unfamiliar hotel. No one's going to be with you once you get to the stadium. They're all going to be against you. You name it, all those things they had to deal with, they were able to conquer them and do it convincingly.
Yeah, they did it very convincingly, and now the final moments of this one. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Double time.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Owens. 25 yards that time. Breida, he'll try the right side. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
All right. Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get this.
To throw on 2nd down. Wilder. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Complete to the running back, Matt Breida. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the same 17-yard line.
55. Here we go. Strong right.
Back to throw. Wilder. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
Exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head. But
that's
the
about
virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
No going for two. They'll kick the point after. Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Niners, they continue to keep pace for that first-round bye as they move to 11-1. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Saints, this season is beyond salvage now as they fall to 2-10. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.